Hey everybody, Asuka is back. Um, as you can see, I'm still with the sniffles and I'm still sick. So I'm gonna be hitting the hay. It's quite early for me. I usually don't sleep till 4 in the morning, but because I'm sick and my birthday's soon, I really gotta get this together. Um, but I wanted to tell you guys for Work Well Wednesday this BAE attitude that I have. So BAE is before anyone else. Basically, right now I'm living my life for me before anyone else. Um, I am finding out and living the passion that God put in front of me. I'm listening to myself and God before anyone else. So this is important because it runs into problems where people think that I should be living my life a different way or that I shouldn't be doing certain things. Or they don't really understand why I'm in screenwriting school when I could be in my PhD program for psychology. If I didn't wait, I wouldn't know what I want to study for my PhD. So I would have wasted my PhD on just some general psychology. Now I have a pure, now I have a path as to what I want to do. So that because how quickly the researchers and the professors change their research topics, I need to jump on that bandwagon. So I probably will be applying for PhD halfway through this program, my screenwriting program. But it all works together because, as I say, everything that I do overlaps into helping other people. So I have to listen to my heart before anybody else. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm learning that the more I listen to my heart and the more I listen to the desires that God placed in my life, the happier I am, the more focused I am, the more happier I am to say things like YOLO. Because I'm living my life the way I want to live it. I'm doing what I love to do. Writing in different forms, spitting in different forms, hopefully acting more in different forms, producing, writing in different forms. Tonight, what I also learned when school hijacked me from BAE, I learned that being a reader is a pretty damn cool job. I really wouldn't mind reading because I already read for my company. But the difference between being a reader for a film and being a reader for my company is that in film, you actually have to produce a product. Because I'm a reader for my company, I am editing your product. As a reader for a film company, you are pitching a product. You're pitching a script. And my favorite thing that I learned tonight was, what is it? I can't even remember. See, it's so my brain is so off of it because I'm so tired. Is that not every subplot is created equal, and I think that has a lot that I needed to hear that because because I'm a writer and because I love writing and because I love telling stories and having you guys be in my brain. I have a lot of characters with depth to them. So my problem now is to figure out which characters are not needed and to figure out whose backstory is not important. So for my feature film that I'm working on regarding police brutality, and Say Her Name movement, I need to make sure that all the characters that I have in there have rich backstories, but they are essential. And knowing tonight and being reminded tonight that all subplots are not created equal allows me to realize I don't gotta give you a total backstory for the audience to understand unless you are not primarily affecting the story enough. Like how in Silver Linings Playbook, Chris Tucker's character didn't really have much of a backstory. I really wanted him to have more because I really think that if he's going to keep popping up, there's got to be something more to it. So maybe I would have switched it and made his character a little bit more important as to how it sped up the story into into Pat finding out that he's loving Tiffany. You know, like I would have him be like the more comic relief, or have him understand, or be that, you know, devil on his shoulder or angel on his shoulder telling him how to not go back to treatment or how to stay out of the hospital, that type of stuff. That's what I would have done, and I did write that in class because that was one of our questions. But I think that that's how Silver Linings Playbook was really like, all right, well, you can just be there. Because they realized that his backstory wasn't that important. His subplot wasn't that important to the main story. I don't want too many hanging chads of these non-important subplots, because I think everything should be important. And so in my short film, everybody has a role and everybody's important. What else did I want to talk about? So if you guys paid attention to my event group for Kintsugi Poetics 2, the Orchid Edition, if you paid attention to that, you already know what my 4 and 5 are. My spit facts 4 and 5 are. Oh, this is what I also wanted to talk about. Mental health. Because I was going to do the polarity poem at BAE. I literally wrote that today because I was, as you guys know, on Monday I was printing out the final version of my script, and I wanted to add more poems and stuff to it. So I started looking at it today, and as I was reading my script, the words came, so that's kind of how I'm going to be adding to it. And yes, I'm going to be figuring out how to resurrect Seat at the Table for this. It is very, very important. I have the little piece of Seat at the Table that I created as I was writing the script on Sunday, or finishing this part of the script on Sunday. Made from the sun of the motherland, using my differences as kintsugi, more priceless than gold, my melanin. So that's going to be part of Seat at the Table. Let me see if I can find another area of Seat at the Table. 13 pages of a script. You kind of get lost sometimes, especially when you're changing it constantly. I'm trying to add a little bit more like Facebook and Twitter and stuff to it, so it can be visually appealing as well. No, that's melanin. Here we go. We deserve a seat at the table. We are history makers, just like Benjamin Banneker. You may not publicly admit, but we matter. We all matter. Respect our magic. So that's a little hint of what I was trying to convey with the original Seat at Your Table that we still can't find. It's somewhere in the internet cloud world, or whatever you want to call it, or Wi-Fi cloud, wherever it went to die and didn't come back to my computer. I'm still sad about it. But I'm really gonna work on it so that it can flow seamlessly, and it can be a fun movie that you guys see. Even though it's, will be about a serious topic, it'll still come out like creative, and it'll still come out interesting. So it's not just like, oh, gotta watch this and there's gotta be all this historical stuff in it. But I'll make it fun. I make it different. I resurrect Nina Simone, if that means anything to anybody. So yeah, mental health, the other part of it. Speaking of resurrecting Nina Simone, I found out through studying the script studying for the script, is that Nina Simone had bipolar. So that's why I created a poem called My Polarity, because I self-diagnosed myself that way, only because I can see the way that I am acting certain times of the year and around certain situations, and I feel as if sometimes medication is not needed because then that changes your brain chemistry, and your brain chemistry is what makes you you. So if you like yourself enough, or if you love yourself enough, there's no reason to medicate. The only reason for you to medicate is if there really is something chemically wrong, or if you can't see a better option, meaning you want a better life and you're not getting it because your disorder is so overpowering of who you are or of who you want to be, then okay, sure, get some medication. But I never want to say that as like the first line of defense, because I really believe that if we self-medicate ourselves, we're hiding stuff. And it's funny that I end the day on talking about self-medicating, because today at my internship, that's what we defined. We defined different ways to self-medicate, being a drug user or an alcohol user. And so it was interesting that we identified all those different areas of self-medicating. And it's a tough thing to realize, is when you yourself are hiding from something and you're using alcohol, drugs, TV, shopping, sex, anything, sports, exercise, to give you a high, to flood your system so you don't think about the thing that you're hiding from everyone else. And once in a while, it's going to get overwhelming. Once in a while, it's going to seep through. And once in a while, you're going to be like, yo, this is too much. And then somebody's going to tell you you need help. Or they're either going to say to you, you know, there's something wrong with that person. There really is something wrong. You may not know what it is, but it really is something wrong. It's because they're self-medicating with something. And they're hiding from their pain, and they're hiding from their issue that they can solve. And they don't want to solve it. So on that note, guys, please don't self-medicate. I mean, I love watching TV, I love shopping, but I realized that poetry is my therapy, so therefore I use it a lot to kind of get out of my self-medicating behaviors of like hiding from my feelings and going into the TV or watching movie after movie after movie, or going online to shop, or asking my friend, yo, where can I get that? And then going to Vicky's and buying a whole bunch of, intimates, and it's like, I really don't need it. But it makes me feel good in the moment, and then I realize I didn't solve the problem that I have, so it just keeps coming out in a different way. So if you guys can find anything that makes you happy, that makes you peaceful, that calms you down, to do instead of self-medicating yourself with stuff that is harmful to you, including being harmful to your bank account, because I'm pretty sure that you needed that money that you spent on shopping. I say shopping a lot because my coworker also has a kind of shopping as his self-medicator. So, but please, if you have an issue, find somebody to talk to. If you want to talk to me, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Twitter, and I'll talk to you. I'm pretty open. That's why I have these YouTube channels, or these YouTube days. So, hit me up and let me know what's on your mind. Let me know if I can help you with anything, or like help you in the writing process, help you find your voice, all that kind of good stuff. That's what I love to do. So, yeah, just talk to somebody if you feel like you have a problem, instead of going to the bottle, or instead of going to the drugs, or instead of going to the store, or instead of like what do you call it? Instead of eating a lot of food. Well, that's another thing. You can self-medicate by eating food. Eating too much food. Being a foodie on overdrive. And that is really not healthy either. So please find people that you can trust to talk to so that you don't self-medicate yourself. That's all I'm going to talk about today for Work Well Wednesday. Again, my BAE attitude is before anyone else. I'm going to be listening to my heart and what God says before anyone else. I'm going to be doing what God wants me to do before anyone else. And I'm going to believe in myself before anyone else. or I'm going to believe what I think about myself and what God places on my heart before I'm going to believe what anybody else tells me I am. So enjoy your night, guys. I'm really tired. I'm about to watch This Is Us and pass out sleep. I will see you guys tomorrow for Grimmy Genius Thursday. I have another town meeting with AAU on YouTube or even on the live chat. I don't know which one it is, but it's tomorrow around 8:30. So if I'm at work, I will probably be listening to it on my Bluetooth while I'm working, because those things are important and I need to learn how to do these things so I can be awesome when I start writing movies and trying to sell them. So I love y'all. I'm really tired. Please pray for me so that I can get rid of this sickness. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Probably around like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, because after I get home from work and after I go through the talk, then I'll be able to talk to you guys. Asuka out. I love y'all.